In this video, I'm going to show you how to use a Blendspace, especially in your classroom. First thing you need to do is go to www.tes.com. You can also Google Blendspace, and it should take you to that same website. Go ahead and sign up if you've never signed up before, and if you have, go ahead and log in. So I'm going to log in. I log in with my Google account, my school Google account, and it should take me to a screen that looks like this. And in 3 clicks, I've logged in, and I never had to enter my email or password or anything like that. It's kind of saves some time. When you log in, it takes you to your dashboard. So these are all the lessons that I've ever created. And I'm going to go ahead and click on New Lesson. I'm going to title my lesson, since we're talking about Blendspace, I'm going to say Blendspace Day 1. The really neat thing about Blendspace is that you can just drop resources that you've already researched or made into each one of these blocks. They also give you 2 other options. You can add text to a block, or you can add a quiz. You might add a quiz maybe at the beginning of your lesson. That might be your warm-up for the day. Might not take a grade on it or anything like that, just a quick check to see where your kids are. You can use that quiz as a true-false question, multiple choice question, or even a quick poll where the students don't even know if they got their answers correct or not correct. And I think that's a pretty neat feature. I think I'll use it more this year. But I'm going to go ahead and add text just so you can see that. Sometimes when I add text, I'll make this my lesson plan window so that they can see that this is my first square. This is what this Blendspace is all about. So first, I'm going to make them watch a video. And then second, do the presentation. And then the third thing is do the worksheets that follow. And then I can click done, and there's what they're supposed to do for the lesson plan of this Blendspace. So if my first thing that I want them to do in this first box is to watch a video, I might need to upload that video. There's lots of places that you can do that. One is actually you can search YouTube and directly go from YouTube and drop it into your Blendspace. If it's in your Google Drive, you can go here and take the video from your Google Drive and insert it. Or if it's even on your desktop on your computer, you can take it and upload it from there. I'm going to do a YouTube video because I've already researched this. Since this is Blendspace Day 1, I might want an introductory video about Blendspace. So I'm just going to use this search bar and search for Blendspace. I have already looked through all of the Blendspace videos on YouTube, and of course the first one that pops up I really do like. But in case I didn't preview them beforehand on YouTube, I can on this screen see what that YouTube video is going to be like by clicking preview. I could watch it and say, oh yeah, that was a good one. That's the one I meant to choose. And if that is so, then you just take it and then drag it to the square that you want it to go in. So of course my lesson plan was to watch a video. There's my video. And that mission has now been accomplished. Something else that I want my students to do is to watch a presentation or do a presentation. Well, I've saved a presentation in my Google Drive. I've actually made it through Google Slides. Because I never changed my search bar, everything in my Google Drive that has Blendspace in it is going to be pulled up. So all of these just pulled right up. If you don't use your search bar, which most of the time happens to me, all of my Google Drive folders will pop up. Of course, I'm interested in my Blendspace folder where all my Blendspace information is, so I'll click on that. And then it takes me to everything that I have inside of my Blendspace. This very last one is my Blendspace presentation, so I'm going to take it and I'm just going to drag it onto the screen. Something else that I need my students to do is to do the worksheet. Now I'm going to tell you the truth. I already have that worksheet in my Google Drive. It's right here. It's the second bullet point down. I could drag it from my Google Drive, but I wanted to show you how you could also drag it from your device. So I have this one saved on my desktop. So I'm going to upload a file, but I need to choose the file that I want to upload. I have mine saved on my desktop just so it's fast, and there it is. So this Blendspace Rocks, that's the one I want to open inside of my Blendspace. So I'll take that one and I will drag it immediately onto my Blendspace. And so now my lesson plan said watch the video, do the presentation, and then do the worksheet. There's my video, there's my presentation, and there's my worksheet. If I'm really excited about something and I want to finish my Blendspace maybe with a really fun image, I can come up here and say search Google Images. And let's say I'm really excited about Blendspace. And I want to choose one of their awesome images that are, that is a Google image. Well, I think this one is so cool, so I'll go ahead and put that one there. All right, so I feel like my presentation or my lesson is done. And so before I share this with anybody, I want to check and make sure that it is good. So what I need to do is hit my play button, which is up here in the middle. When I hit play, it'll take you through each box of the lesson. So, of course, my first one was my lesson plan. The second one was to make sure the video pops up, and it does. The third one was my presentation. It made it a PowerPoint that was online, but my students can go through my PowerPoint. And then they're going to do this worksheet, which is Blendspace Rocks. Of course, I finished it with my Google image of Blendspace. They know that they're done. They know they're done not because they got to this image, but because there is no more arrows on the right side of my screen. So once they're done, they can click out of that. Or if I'm the teacher and I say, okay, I'm satisfied, it looks great, I can share it now. By the way, just to point it out, everything that I did was auto-saved. I don't have to find the save button anywhere. It's already auto-done that. So sharing. I use the screen share only for maybe one reason. It's not necessarily to share it with my students directly from here. And let me clarify. This link, I usually use a link, but this link is actually not a very good link. It doesn't lead them to anywhere. So if I wanted to grab that link and post it somewhere in my classroom, make it a tiny URL, something like that, I can't. This is a bad link to use. But what you might use this for is if you create a class in Blendspace, you can choose the class right here that you want it to go to, or you can directly upload it to Google Classroom. If I did click on Google Classroom, which I just did, it'll ask you some questions. Like, what class would you like to upload this to? Well, I'm going to upload it to my practice class. And the action that I want it to do is to make an announcement. You can make that Blendspace an assignment, or you can, make that Blendspace a question in Google Classroom, but I'm just right now going to make an announcement. So I would click go and then say do this, and then I could post it, and all of a sudden it's in my Google Classroom. But what I do, this screen right here I don't necessarily use all the time. But what I use this screen for all the time for is right here where it says collaborate. Currently, I am the owner and the maker of this lesson, but I want to add people to this lesson. I want my PLT members to be able to edit it for me. If I ever am absent, or if they need to change anything that they caught that I made an error on. And so I'll add my PLT members. So I'm going to add amanda.deering@gcisd.net. I can add her. And then I also have Sherilyn Lee at gcisd.net. And I'm going to add her. So now those two people can edit this lesson and do anything that they want. They can grab links. They can share it with their classrooms. So I think that's a really great feature. Automatically, they are now co-authors of this lesson. So once I like my lesson, and of course for myself, I want to choose to make this a link somewhere in Google Classroom, and I'll show you why. I want to make it a link in Google Classroom, and I want to make it a link in the calendar, and let me show you why I like to do that. I'm going to go back here to TES Teach, and that takes me back to my dashboard. And I'm going to find the lesson that I just created. Of course, I named it Blendspace Day 1. And I'm going to go over here to Share. Now, when I share this, For my students, this link looks a lot different than the link, that I just showed you a second ago. So I'm actually going to take this link and copy it. I'm going to use this link, Blendspace Day 1. I'm going to use this one for my Google Calendar. So I'm going to come to my Google Calendar and I'm going to click on the day that I want my students to see it. And I'm going to call this Blendspace Day 1. And I'll edit the event. That link that I just grabbed, I'm going to paste it in the description. And of course, this might be my AB block day. And so I'll have the 17th be the A, the 18th be my B day, and I'll save it. So automatically, Blendspace Day 1 is posted to my calendar. Coming back to the TES website, we also like to use our Blendspaces to organize our units. So I'm going to come here to my Blendspace Unit 1 that I've already created. And one neat feature on this side of the screen is this one here that says Insert a Web Page. Because I have Blendspace Day 1's link already saved or copied, I'm going to come here in my search bar and paste that Blendspace Day 1. You can see Blendspace Day 1 is right here. And search that. It'll pull up the website, and I'll go ahead and put that in my Unit 1 Blendspace. Every lesson that we make, we stick in our unit Blendspace. We like to call this a Blendspace, because this was a Blendspace I made. Inside the Blendspace, this Unit 1 Blendspace. I will say, though, it gets a little messy whenever your students are looking at it, but I still think it's effective. Since I have that Day 1 in there, I'm going to go ahead and grab my Day 2 and Day 3 lessons as well. So here's Day 2. I'll grab its lesson link, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in my Unit 1. Go to links here, and then paste it, and drag it over as soon as it pops up. So I have Day 1 and Day 2 of that unit inside of this Blendspace. So why is that important? Well, whenever you have your unit, you could actually take the link from that unit and post it in, I copied that link, and post it in your classroom. Whoops. So whenever you come here, maybe I want to post that on my About page. So here's About. Add class materials. It might be my semester 1, the first unit of that semester. I'll click on link, and I'll put my Unit 1 link in there, and I'll post that. Now in semester 1, when my students are in my Google Classroom, they can click on the Unit 1 and see the Blendspace in a Blendspace. They can see what we did on Day 1 and what we did on Day 2. The fantastic thing about this is, whenever I'm working in Blendspace, all I have to do is maintain this one resource. So if I make a third day, so let me go ahead and grab that link, hopefully. I'll grab the Day 3 link, and I'm going to put it inside my unit lesson. So I'm going to come over to link and put it inside. I'll drag it over. All I've done is maintain Blendspace, but now never having to go back to my About page to maintain it as well because I made a new lesson. When I come over to my About page and I now click on this, Day 3 should then be there. So I never had to go back to my About page to maintain my unit lesson. It's already been maintained for me. The same is true for your calendar. If I wanted to come through and do Day 2 and Day 3, and go ahead and just already put some blank, let's say I wanted Day 4. But I haven't created Day 4. But as long as I've created a Blendspace inside of Blendspace, a Day 4, like if I came here and did my Day 4, and grabbed that link, nothing would be in it, but I put Day 4 here on this, on this day, then my calendar is automatically updated, even though I never have to go back to that. I hope this was helpful.